very confident in the Shadow Mirror, but both the Shadow players are losing to the RMD, so I would expect the RMD Mirror to come out. I'm certainly hoping for it, and there we do have it. Subtlety Rogues on both sides.
Interesting choice. So the Subtlety Rogue will allow them a lot more on-demand burst. Rogue swaps are a little bit easier as well. We can see a blind, though, very early on into Minpoike. The Yacht Boys are pulling the trigger. Minpoike trinkets out. Waz is looking for a kill onto Thasia. He stuns him on his trinket, but that preemptive Cloak of Shadows reduced any potential damage from Raikou. Now forcing a swap over onto Gelu Baba. Miley pops his Heart of the Wild, and Gelu actually sneaks a sheep in there onto Minpoike. They're going to have a lot of damage here for Raikou, immediately ice blocking that death from above. I think that's a fair trade. Now they're looking to try and get an ice block out from Gelu, but Miley is confidently just sitting through that full blind and now sitting through a full polymorph. But if he's going to sit it, this is going to be an ice block. Ice block forced on both sides, but Miley is ahead. He was able to hold on to his trinkets.
Yeah, Miley had to hold on to his trinket there because of this Thessia, and this could potentially be the game. The bash comes out. He has to trinket out of that one. Ironbark connects. They do have an NS available, which also lands. That's why Miley was saving his trinket. He knew the swap to Thessia was coming, who did not have trinket. Gelu now in a lot of trouble with that hypothermia. Was being swapped over to a nice Ironbark from Minpoike with that Heart of the Wild is going to keep him stabilized for now, but ultimately the Yacht Boys, they've used a block. They have no trinkets on Thessia or Miley, and Shadow Dance is now available for Waz.
Yeah, Waz is looking to try and get blood. Thasia preemptively evasioning here. Kidney shot over onto Miley. It seems like a smoke bomb was dropped preemptively from Thasia. Unfortunately, Gelu's not inside of it. He will be forced to use his second block. They're making a setup over onto Waz. He does not have feint. I would imagine he would trinket this stun. He's actually able to sit through it, but now he's caught into another stun. A lot of damage available for Waz, and he's still choosing to not use his trinket. Now down to 30%. Minpoike caught into the clone. They're looking to finish him off. 8% HP remaining, and Waz will go down. Raikou caught into a silence, unable to finish off Gelu, and the Yacht Boys take game number 1 so quickly over Northern Gaming Blue.
Yeah, the Yacht Boys, they looked like they were behind for such a long time, and like you say, Waz was caught on his own there in the kidney shot, did not use his trinket. He did not have the defensive cooldowns available. Like you can see Cloak Evasion still not available right now. So after not trinketing that stun, he was just way too low. Minpoike caught in CC for the longest time, and if you look, the numbers are pretty even. Damage certainly in favor of NG Blue, with Raikou doing 2 million, Waz 1.2 million.
They did double the damage and they lost.
Certainly, yeah, they had the pressure throughout the game. They did a fantastic job getting the trinkets out of the Yacht Boys, and they forced double block as well, but then just a slight mistake at the end.
That just shows you it doesn't matter how much damage you do, it's when you do it and how you do it, because they literally did double and lost.
Yeah, and you can see the numbers coming out from them as well, like Waz, 113,000 eviscerate compared to the DFA of only 50k from Thessia. They certainly had the better of this game in many ways, but ultimately Minpoike had to use his trinket on the blind earlier, and they just had the CC to kill through, and of course, as long as Waz doesn't have that Cloak of Shadows available, it's really hard for him to survive on his own because of the Fairy Fire from Miley. He can't use his Vanish, he can't use the defensive cooldowns that he needs, and he just didn't have anything left. Yeah. So definitely a misplay. Sit that, allow Raikou to block. They will fall slightly further behind from it, but we do see game 2 is loaded up. It's Tolva on Arena, and the 2 majors just in the middle. Again, actually the Yacht Boys opening up first this time. The trinket instantly from Minpoike once again will keep Raikou offensive. Actually the pre-wall from Thessia, beautiful play by him. He's not going to have to use his trinket. They're going to swap it over onto Gelu, who may well have to go into his first ice block.
This could easily be yes, it will be the first ice block. Now when Gelu comes out of this, they need to do a lot of burst onto Raikou. They actually deep Waz. I'm wondering if they're trying to commit any damage there. No, they do not. They use the deep freeze to cover it, so they get the sheep on Minpoike. Interesting play, but now NG Blue are striking back again. Raikou is kind of low, Gelu is low, both mages in a lot of trouble. Miley trinkets out of a half bash, barely getting that Nature Swiftness Ironbark up in time. A lot of pressure onto the mages, but Minpoike's regrowth crit's huge. Raikou is looking so comfortable. They might even force Gelu into a second ice block with no CC. Miley is struggling to deal with the pressure here, but Waz used his trinket. They could open a swap. They've got him caught in the gouge. Or they dropped the smoke bomb. They're setting up into Waz. This is just going to be the end of the game. They have so much damage available for Waz right now. They just need to dish it out, and down goes Waz again in game number 2. The Yacht Boys are just completely tearing Northern Gaming Blue apart.
Yeah, Waz with that offensive trinket this game. This was the complete opposite to last game where we had to go at him maybe for using his cooldowns too slowly. Here, they go for the kill on Gelu. They're so close to finishing him off in that hypothermia. He was down to about 20k HP, but ultimately they don't get the kill. The Garrote onto Miley was not quick enough to prevent that NS, and Waz pays the ultimate price for that trinket in the smoke bomb. NG Blue 2-0 down in under 5 minutes.
Oh, curious. Northern Gaming Blue, they are playing aggressively. Like,
Yep.
hands down, they are playing super aggressively, and they go with Runes of Lordaeron on a super aggressive map. So I would imagine Northern Gaming Blue are going to keep the same strategy, keep going after Gelu. They've got him so low. I ultimately thought he was going to die in that last game. What I really like from these European mages is they just go to the middle of the map and cast Frostbolt. They do not wait for anything. And Poike, again, trinketing right away. So Miley is going to sit through this blind. It looks like Waz he's trying to set up a kill on Thasia, but Thasia trinkets out, gets the combat readiness up. That will prevent any more damage on himself. He kidney shots Waz. It looks like they want to set some damage up on him. He has no feint right now, but with no CC on Minpoike, he should be able to easily deal with this. Raikou looking for some polymorphs over onto Thasia, just waiting for that combat readiness to fall off as they are pressuring Gelu. Gelu needs to be careful. Iron Bark out from Miley, but that's Raikou. What?
Raikou!
Why? No! There's no way. No.
Yeah,
No.
he blinked at the last second, so he was on global, could not use that ice block, and ultimately Raikou falls 3-0 to the Yacht Boys. All 3 games in under 2 minutes, and again, it's like you can't really tell anything from the statistics because we all saw how that game ended, but like again, NG Blue looked fine. They forced the trinket from
Exactly,
Tessia.
I wasn't even trying to pay attention to that side.
Yeah, and Gelu was low, which is why Raikou, of course, didn't want to block. He wanted to be forcing block instead. But these mirrors are so cutthroat. You think one team's winning, and then suddenly on the other side, Raikou just falls. So fortunately they have a second chance. They will just drop to the lower bracket, but like we saw, a very good Ret Hunter awaits them there, and the Yacht Boys have qualified for regionals.
That's like unbelievable. They qualified for regionals in under 10 minutes.
Yes.
That Northern Gaming Blue, they need to
polish
up.
Yeah, their head needs to be in the game right now because they have one series which decides, does this fantastic all-star roster go to regionals? And it's going to come down to one best of 5 against a composition which we've seen them struggle with in the past. Last cup, they were knocked down by LND running that Ret Hunter. So certainly, congratulations to the Yacht Boys first and foremost.
Totally. They
very
played
well
phenomenally.
played.
And
3-0.
I mean, they played that so well in the sense that even though Northern Gaming were so aggressive, they stayed calm and centered. Even though they were getting so low on health, they still took the time to think about their setups and do them cleanly. So really well played from the Yacht Boys.